Coming up next on the Jeff Crilley Show, you are going to meet the owners of a game-changing pet shop. Their incredible journey just ahead.
Many are predicting that the worst is yet to come, which is unfortunate, said one person here. Until now, they've enjoyed the reputation of being the nation's icebox.
Watched a burglar in his home this morning by webcam.
As a journalist of over 25 years, stories are what make my world turn.
Reporting live from the Dallas newsroom tonight, Jeff Crilley, Fox 4 News.
But in 2008, I took the jump from my familiar life and started a PR firm from my home.
We're talking about anyone with a camcorder like the one I'm using becomes a television network.
We started slowly growing the company, and we now have over 100 clients, and we've branched into the world of live digital broadcasting. I now own 8 different TV studios and have a huge team, and the stories that I now get to share are sometimes the most important of my life. Life has a funny way of coming around full circle. This is the Jeff Crilley Show. Well, I think it's safe to say that pet ownership has never been so cool. Millennials, Gen Zs are actually kind of putting off marriage sometimes and just raising a pet. And therefore, they're spending more money than ever before on their pets. To talk about that today, Mike Doan and Sherry Redwine with Odyssey Pets. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah. Well, first of all, let's start at the beginning. We'll start with you, Mike. How did the company begin, Odyssey Pets?
Well, I've been in the pet industry most of my life, and I met Sherry almost 20 years ago, and we decided that I would do it again. I had started a store that lasted for a few years, and then 9/11 came and kind of knocked me out. I waited, kind of licked my wounds for 5 years, and then we wrote a beautiful business plan that created Odyssey Pets. And because of her skills at wrangling in the numbers and making it all make sense, we've been in business now for 17 years.
Sherry, tell us how Odyssey Pets separates itself from everybody else.
Customer service, and we pride ourselves in educating the public on the best ways they can take care of their pets holistically, naturally. We just try to help everyone take care of their pets in the best ways possible. We also offer grooming, boarding, and daycare services, and we have a high staff to client ratio. So instead of the daycares that have 50 dogs to one person, we have 10 to 1. So quality control, safety in mind, definitely.
Absolutely. And you have a beautiful website. We're going to put that up and just scroll down the website, because I was impressed not only with the design, but just how cool a company you have. You do a lot of stuff. You even set up aquariums in people's homes.
That's right. Yeah, we do a lot of aquarium installations and services, and
Absolutely. And as I was preparing for this show, Mike made the comment, you know what? We tell people the truth. So Mike, what does that mean to you?
Well, that's kind of the big one. The pet industry is filled with a lot of snake oil, to put it bluntly, right? There's a lot of products that are legally allowed to go into pet foods. It's a self-regulated industry. AAFCO is the regulatory body that controls what can go in and what can't go into pet food. And as you know, marketers have found ways to make certain things that may not be good sound good. They can manipulate a label with with numbers and with quantities of ingredients, and make it appear to be a healthy, clean, safe product. And in most cases, obviously, dogs aren't dying, but there have been deaths.
And I just want to add that AAFCO has approved like dead zoo animals, dead, dying, and diseased animals, sawdust, plastic. All this can legally be put in pet food. So that's why we do a lot of research before we bring any foods into our store, and we care about the quality of the ingredients, and we don't carry anything with corn, gluten, or byproduct. Sorry.
It's really tough to get information from a lot of these big companies. Where did you get your meat? Where does it come from before you make your food? And that's a big question that we ask. So we do a lot of personal vetting, of literally investigating the company to make sure that they're not embroiled in lawsuits, or that they're haven't had a bunch of recalls. And so because of that, we've really developed a strong relationship with a lot of small batch pet food companies that have invested their heart and soul into making a product that not only would they give it to their dog, but they're comfortable giving it to any dog out there, knowing that that dog is going to live a longer and healthier life. And that's kind of the ministry, right? Is to invest our knowledge and information and our efforts into helping people have, a better animal bond with their pet, and also to extend their pet's life.
And there's a lot of misinformation on the internet about nutrition. So we're doing all that research for them and sharing it to the public.
Have you seen cases where a dog is sick and then you start feeding the dog better quality food and it turns it around?
Yes. We see it all the time. Or allergies, gut health problems. Most of the time, a lot of diseases can be fixed nutritionally. So a fresh diet is best, but we have lots of options for everybody's lifestyle.
Mike, tell me what happened during the pandemic, because I know a lot of people were sheltering in place, and I heard that pet adoption went crazy during the pandemic.
Yeah, it did go crazy. It created a lot of pets that are no longer in those homes. So a lot of people took home a pet because they were lonely, had to do the companionship thing, got in over their heads. A lot of people make the mistake of getting the wrong dog for the wrong situation. They may live in an apartment and then they, get a German Shepherd or a dog that needs a yard to run. And so a lot of bad choices were made. A lot of those dogs have ended up back in shelters. It's kind of back, I think, the pandemic was a devastating blow to all of us. And, but the pet industry took an interesting turn because food kind of went up and dog ownership went up.
And I imagine that people are turning to you for advice all the time on, hey, I have this child, and what would be the right pet for this child? And you're telling them the truth, not what makes you the most money, but what is best for the pet.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
So Sherry is prolific on social media. When I was preparing for the show, it was an embarrassment of riches. She puts up videos all the time, and here's a recent one.
Hey guys, I wanted to show you something we're super excited about. It's our new Odyssey Pets silicone dog bowls. These are amazing because they're great for travel. You can flatten them and they pop right back out. It is food grade silicone, BPA free, dishwasher safe, and best of all, it has our logo on it and great colors. So come get yours today before we run out.
And staying with you, Sherry, do you also have, is it shopping with Sherry, or you have a kind of a...
Yes, it's an online shopping show, so people can tune in to Facebook. I do it about once a month, and I show people cool new products at great prices, and then they can just shop from home. They can say, yes, I want that, and then we play games. You can win prizes. It's really fun.
Anytime I have a husband and wife team on the show, I like to ask each one what their unique gift is. So, Mike, what does Sherry bring to the business? What is her secret sauce?
Wow, that's a meta question, Jeff. I got to say, she brings everything to the table. I honestly, I wouldn't make it through the day without her. So let's just be real honest. She gets every ball rolling. She keeps us organized. I tend to be a little spread out, and I'm not a great multitasker. I'm really great on one job at a time, and I'm great with customers and great talking to people. She definitely keeps all of the working parts lubricated and moving smoothly. So
Sherry, same question. What does Mike bring to the table?
Well, he's a smooth talker.
And he's got that voice.
And he is a visionary too. So he thought of Odyssey Pets in a dream. And here we are today. So
well, that's awesome that you're making that dream come true, and also making the dreams come true for countless pet owners across the Metroplex. I also know that your team is important to you, so we're going to show some pictures off of Facebook. Tell us about your team.
Well, that's Aaliyah. She is an all-star kennel tech. Her dog awareness is next level. She knows probably, she can read dogs. Yes. Really, really well. And that's something we really try to train people to do. Mm-hmm. I've been dealing with dogs for over 40 years. And so when you have someone who is a natural, who has the gift of speaking to dog. She's that person. This is Gina.
But yeah, we hire
She's
people
an amazing
that are
groomer.
passionate about animals and passionate about nutrition, and we hire for attitude, and we can teach a lot of the skills, but we try to keep it fun and educational all at the same time.
Sure. And I know the pet market is kind of saturated with these big box stores. We won't name them, but tell the viewer why they might want to shop with a local family-owned business.
For exactly what we talked about a little while ago. A big box store is invested in the bottom line. They're corporate top heavy. And we're, a mom and pop store, and I almost don't even I almost reject the term mom and pop. We're single store. Our focus is potentially on expanding that operation, but our focus is, we're not answering to a shareholder. We're answering to our customers, right? And so if there's a food that's not on my shelf, but you see it in commercials and you wonder why that's not on my shelf, there's a good reason why it's not on my shelf. I would love to have that food if it stacked up to our regimental standards.
Yeah. Absolutely. So. I also want to give a shout out to Pet Product News. Sherry, you write for them?
Yes, I have an article series called Pet Shop Confidential, and it's geared towards other pet store owners that may be newer, and I just want to share some of my experiences with them so that they don't make the same mistakes I did when we started out. So. And
Mike, this is a big deal. This is the biggest publication in the industry. Is that right?
That's correct. Yeah, they're one of the big sponsors of the big trade shows, and Pet Product News is the place where all pet shops go to get information about what they need to be selling, how they need to be selling it, what's trending. The whole thing.
Well, I can't thank you both enough for coming on my show. I want to give Sherry the final word. Look right in the lens of the camera and tell people why they might want to come visit.
Well, if you want to know more about how to take care of your pet in the best ways possible, we can help you. Come on down to Odyssey Pets. We would love to talk to you.
Outstanding. You've been great. I sure appreciate you. We're going to end with the website, which is odysseypets.com. Thank you both for coming on the show.
Thanks,
you. Jeff.
That's it for now. We'll see you next time.